Good evening and welcome to Better Than B, where we hope to give you A-list entertainment.
Oh, that's very good. That's good. I have to remember that.
Made that up on the spot.
Now, can we keep that going for future shows?
Okay.
Trademarked.
Better than B.
We hope to give you A-list entertainment.
A-list entertainment.
This has been trademarked. This is on a media. You know, I went to the intellectual property.
DeathStryke
class.
Media's channel.
Yeah, so it's on an actual media now. It's ours. It's ours. It's ours.
We got that out of the way. All right, we're good.
Sorry, the neuroses kick in.
Yep.
Anyway, welcome to our non-Star Wars show where we talk about any good movie and TV news that is out there, and it's looking like a pretty good summer, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, and how's everybody doing on this different day than the Star Wars episode?
Seeing how it's a completely different day, I'm doing pretty dang well.
There you go.
Better than I deserve.
Excellent. Crossover appeal.
Crossover shows.
Yes. Gonna do a tie-in eventually.
Excellent. All right. Well, just hopping right on in. One movie I wanted to highlight that is coming up on June 9th, if I'm not mistaken, is The Mummy, Universal Pictures' first entry into what they're calling their Dark Universe, highlighting traditional monster movies.
Their Monster Universe.
Yeah, Monster Universe. Well, yeah, but they had to go with Dark Universe because I think Monster Universe had already been taken by the Godzilla King Kong universe that they're making over there.
Swines.
So Dark Universe.
Warner Brothers,
Dark Universe.
Dark Universe is what they're going with. And it's going to include a new Creature from the Black Lagoon movie at some point. You have Javier Bardem as Frankenstein's monster. But in the meantime...
and don't forget about the Invisible Man with Johnny Depp.
And the Invisible Man played by Johnny Depp. This movie will feature The Mummy with the title character played by the beautiful and talented actress Sofia Boutella.
Yep.
Best known, I think, for Kingsman, I think, was where I first noticed her.
She was good in that.
Stars Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll, although we do not know if he will turn into Mr. Hyde in this movie.
They've hinted at it.
They've hinted at it in little
bit?
screenshots of kind of giving this.
Like his eyes go red, I think, at some point or something. But just throwing it right to James, what is your impression so far of The Mummy?
So far we've seen a couple of the trailers and TV spots for The Mummy. I can't wait for this cinematic universe to kick off. I was call it cheesy, cheesy Hollywood fun, but the reboot of The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, I loved
the original one, yeah.
2 of the 3 that they did, because they were good films, and when they got in the recasting, I lost
you weren't
interest.
a Scorpion King fan?
Well, that's the second one.
Actually, I enjoyed that one.
So that's a spinoff. I'm talking about the actual just the movies.
Okay.
I'm talking about The Mummy 3 that had Brendan Fraser, and they had his older son, and they recast Rachel Weisz's character.
Oh, I forgot that.
Terrible movie. Anyway, the first 2 were good. I loved what they did there, and I love the fact that they were bringing some of those elements back. And I kind of hope that we don't see the wall of sand face thing. We've seen that in that trilogy, and it was a big part of that trilogy. I do like the fact that we're getting some really awesome, finally some good special effects are coming out of this. We're getting the whole split eye thing. That's really cool looking. With the whole Mr. Hyde thing. That's going to be fantastic. I feel they're going to encompass all of the universal monsters and this whole new universe are kicking off. I don't know what to say about it because there's so much that is. I've loved every minute of it. So that's what I've got to say so far.
There you go. John, how about you?
Well, I thought when I saw the title and Tom Cruise, I thought he was the Mummy, considering his age and everything.
This is what happens to Tom Cruise when one of his stunts goes wrong. He gets wrapped up in bandages, and that's the movie.
It's either he doesn't get his HGH collagen injections or whatever he's on.
Well, yeah.
Yes, I know. But moving on, I thought it was very interesting to see once again tackling a character, i.e., the Mummy, which is probably have 200 movies out there. How do you make that appeal to a new audience? I mean, a guy shambling in bandages does not impress anyone anymore. So I like the fact that it's a female.
Yeah.
And they changed the name Emotep to, I forget what they're calling her, the creature now.
Princess Amunet.
Emotep Amunet. It's similar.
Yeah.
They're keeping the similarities there, but nothing's completed. Anyway,
definitely a film that's heavy on eye candy, and I'm not talking about just the actress. I mean, just all the special effects that we've seen and all the stunt work. I mean, this is...
And the cast.
Very...
You have Russell Crowe in there, too. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it has all the potential for a blockbuster, and that's where the fear will lay.
Yeah. And I knew there was one more thing I wanted to look up on my phone beforehand, because I was trying to write down the cast highlights for a lot of the movies we're going to talk today. was an actress who had a very small part in X-Men First Class. She was the girl who Professor X hits on at the beginning because she has different colored eyes or
Oh yeah,
heterochromia.
my wife has that.
No kidding?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Something you learn something new every day.
There you go. But she has gone on to be in more high-profile movies. She is the lead female character, I guess, other than the Mummy, in this movie. I guess she's the one who teams up with Tom Cruise. And
Like another archaeologist.
yeah,
Okay.
I guess the other educated person looking into the past of the Mummy, or the Mummy's past.
Yeah.
She also had a bit part in the movie you saw recently, Sean, King Arthur. She was the blonde, I guess, who helped around Jude Law's castle, and then
Yeah,
spoiler
actually, I
alert,
thought
got
I'd seen her
imprisoned, near the end there.
before. She had a pretty good role in that, but it was a pretty kind of like a mob mole role. But she's a good actress as far as I could tell. But once again, I hadn't seen a lot of her.
Yeah.
It's just hopefully this will be one of her breakthrough, audience, making her more aware in their subconscious. Maybe this will be a big gateway for some other projects. For
Yeah.
her.
That'd be good. Yeah, I'm all for that. Actresses and actors getting their first big break and trying to do better for themselves. I mean, not that it's just having small roles or not in small movies anymore, but having a bigger main role is always a good thing.
Breaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if I did have any hesitation, I thought the first trailer for The Mummy was cool, but I almost thought that it was a little too action heavy. Like, how many times have we seen Tom Cruise running? In a movie?
Every film.
Every film he's been in.
Every film he's been in, and
There's
here
something
is
I want
again-
to talk about later, but go on.
Okay, very
Speaking
good.
of Tom Cruise.
And the second trailer that really hooked me because I love how they worked in the Rolling Stones Paint It Black
Oh
into
yeah,
the trailer, and just the whole creepy nature of them finding the tomb.
yeah. Those were not monuments. Those were tombs, which is a kind of a cool play on that. I know it's kind of I think it's been done a few times before, but I'm excited for this one. I really wasn't kind of like these monuments are not really like shrines or things. They're actually just tomb to keep people inside of them. I like that idea.
Yeah. I think before we get to your final Tom Cruise point, I guess one thing I would like to have us speculate on, because they did have a really cool cast photo of like everyone from this movie and from the future films. But the one factor that's been left out so far is if they're going to do another Dracula movie, or
Oh yeah.
people are wondering if Dracula would be incorporated into this universe. A couple years back, I think in 2014, they had Dracula Untold, where Luke Evans played the main character.
Right.
Not a great movie, but Luke Evans is such a damn good actor.
Yeah,
I almost feel like they should give him another shot.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I I'm all for giving another actor a shot at the same role that they've had, but maybe because people have a sense of that movie being a bad movie and they associate maybe that actor with that part, recast it as somebody else. And there's probably a handful of people that can play Dracula very well. Maybe give one of them a chance. Maybe like another standout new actor or actress coming up. Switch the roles. Do the gender reversal thing that they're all doing nowadays is bringing in a female to play Dracula. Who knows? That
They could
work.
also play off the
Not making her a sexy Dracula, make her like a badass, but a female version of Dracula. Not super sexy, super vamped up, just a nice badass.
No, there's actually a historical precedent. There was this one baroness that bathed in blood.
Yeah,
that-
so go off that.
go off that. I actually, I may be one of the few people in the United States that like the Gerald Butler portrayal of Dracula. I think it was like Dracula 2000.
Is that Jared Butler?
Gerard
Oh,
Butler,
Gerard
was-
Butler.
yeah,
Yeah, the Dracula 2000 I thought was that the one they were having sex on walls?
yeah.
Okay, that one.
Like I said, I may have been one of the few people that enjoyed that. It was because they also changed the mythos slightly.
Yeah, they made it new and exciting again.
Yeah, they made the mythos at least. The classic vampire hunting stuff, whatever. But they made the reason behind vampires more interesting.
Okay.
And I'd love to see that. If we do a vampire movie, I'd like to see it either a timepiece one or set in modern times.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I'd
down
be,
with that.
I'd be okay.
Well, I
with
think it's all going to be in
Modern times.
Modern times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely
that,
bring it into
yeah.
the now.
That's kind of what the trailers for the Mummy is. It's very modernized.
It is very modern.
It's definitely sci-fi kind of fantasy style because they're doing a lot of the sci-fi elements of science fictiony.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Of some cool sciencey, like where Dr. Jekyll's lab is very kind of like. I think that's more of that in-universe stuff than actual real-world stuff. So I still look forward to it. Modern times, but in their pocket universe is cool.
Well, they've done a good job of recruiting talented up-and-coming
yeah.
actors and more established actors like Javier Bardem and Johnny Depp. So it almost makes me think, this might be sacrilege because he already did that one film and was really badass in it. And to me, it's my favorite Dracula film. But what would y'all think? And this is just me shooting my mouth off. What would y'all think of the idea of Gary Oldman coming back to play Dracula?
I don't like that.
You don't like that idea?
I wouldn't mind him being in the universe. I would not want him to be a vampire or Dracula type character because then you're like, is this movie and this movie related? You have continuity issues because people out there won't know that this is a cinematic universe.
It
right?
would solve the problem of getting the origin movie done, which might have held down Dracula untold.
But then you have to go back and rewrite some of maybe your story elements that you've come across already, or you're trying to go in a direction, and this movie's holding you back, and you can't do that. So having him as Dracula would would connect the two in a way for most fans or most people who don't realize this is going to be a cinematic universe going, if that's the same Dracula played by the same guy, that's got to be related, and it probably won't be. So they should recast it. Now I think he should have a part in it because he's a damn good actor, but not Dracula.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think he could pull it off now. It just I like him as an actor. I've always liked him as an actor for years. It's just I don't think he could do it now.
What was that? What was that? Dracula Dead and Living It?
Oh yeah,
that's kind of what it reminded me of.
Mel Brooks, Leslie Nielsen movie.
Yeah. That's exactly what it reminded me of. If he came back and played Dracula, kind of an older Dracula, kind of a grumpy Dracula.
Yeah, past his prime Dracula.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he should be in it, just not Dracula. They need to cast somebody with gravitas.
Nice.
there?
Nice one.
But I think that's my opinion. So who knows? Maybe your idea is good. Maybe they can use that as an origin story for Dracula and bring him up to modern times. But then you got to ask yourself, well, if that one took place in that time and this now, I know that vampires age weird, but why is he way older? I mean, they could do a sciencey things, but it's you could have. Well, I'm not gonna get into it.
Okay.
I still say no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp.
And I believe you were saving a Tom Cruise story.
On the movie topics, I'm gonna throw this one in there right now. They're further along in the development of a Top Gun 2.
Yeah.
So just thought I should share that.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Nice tie-in. I personally think it's a little too late, past its prime. No one's really asking for it. The first one was such a good standalone film. We don't need a second one.
I don't think so.
I mean, what's Tom Cruise going to be, like a colonel? Maybe like a one-star going, those damn kids in their fighter jets these days, they have no idea how to fly.
It wouldn't be fighter jets. I think that what we've heard about the plot over the last couple of years, because it was
I haven't
moving
been following
forward.
it, so I have no idea.
Because they've talked about it for the last 4 years or so.
Of course they have.
It was going to be directed by Tony Scott, who unfortunately passed.
Yeah.
And now they're looking at, I'm blanking on his name, Joseph
Don't look at me. I'm not following it. I just heard
the director of the Oblivion, starring Tom Cruise, and the director of Tron Legacy, which I think is a very underrated movie, is now being...
That's your opinion.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Topic for another day. But he's being looked at to direct. He's worked with Tom Cruise before. Yeah, that's fine by me. But the plot line that they're looking into is that it would be defending or like naval aviators defending old dogfight styles in the new era where most people are flying drones. So it'd be very much fighter jets with pilots proving themselves versus drones.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that doesn't rub me the right way.
No, I would more say, Tom Cruise's character is now like maybe a 1-star general or a 2-star general, because the age would be appropriate for ranking, right?
Yeah.
When did that come out in? The
1986.
So yeah, it would be perfect. So that's what, a 21 year career. That would put you probably about a 1-star. 30 years. Yeah, sorry, we're in the next. We're not in the 2000s. We're in the 2010s. Yeah. So 30. Yeah, that would put him at a 1-star probably.
Probably a 1-star. But the thing is, at that level, how rarely would he be around aircraft?
He's a 1-star. He can do whatever the damn well he wants.
I'm just pointing that out.
No, you're right though. But he could be in a position if they went that route instead of having a fighter versus drone. He could be like, well, we now have the new fighter jets, the F-35 Lightnings or Lightning IIs or whatever they're called, versus the F-16.
The Raptor was in development for a long time.
That's still out. That's there. But the main they have. We'll get on that topic, but we have the new planes versus the old planes. I think they should have a dogfight style, keeping the dogfight style alive, but with the new craft instead of the old craft, because that it would kind of tie in the real world, which would be much cooler than just drones. I think drones are overrated. So, as far as piloting skills go. I
Yeah.
think you still need that. You still need that pilot to be in that cockpit fighting.
Well, the thing is about that
That brings the humility or humanity
level.
to it,
The
yeah.
thing is, it's definitely more of a humanity story. It's also the fact that we've transformed originally, due to the two great wars. Fighter pilots are, like knights. They're the rock stars of any military. When there's like 4,000 people that you don't see keeping him in the air, and he gets all the credit.
I mean, especially in the Air Force or the Air Force and in the Navy, because if you have a Navy pilot, they're got to be trained not only to land on regular airports and
Airfields?
airfields. You have
They
to
gotta
land on a carrier,
yeah.
which is a way smallest airport you'll ever see ever, and you have to land on that thing. So you have the crew on the carrier trying to keep that plane operational while it's on the ground. You have the air crew trying to maintain the pilot so they can keep everything in balance and in check. So it's there's more to it than just a pilot.
Yeah.
They should explore more of that. Is what I'm saying.
I did like that Val Kilmer posted a photo on his Facebook page saying he'd be up for a sequel and that he still has his Top Gun plaque.
You're damn right he does.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was in that movie, yeah, I'd keep. Well, if I was in any movie, I'd keep whatever props they
Oh
give
yeah,
me.
definitely.
I mean, Ewan McGregor has come out and said he has his original Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber from Episode 1. He's like, I think it's in a box in storage somewhere. But I was like, if I was in that movie, I'd have it on my wall everywhere I'd move to. But that's just me. It doesn't have to be Star Wars. It could be anything I was in. It doesn't matter. Like if it was like a memento or a prop from the movie, I'd display it in my house. I wouldn't keep it in a box.
Well, fair enough. So maybe Tom Cruise can fly in The Mummy. I don't know.
Good call.
Getting back to that.
Yeah, maybe he buzzes a tower somewhere, and
Yeah,
that's it.
he can fly right past Big Ben.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. I like it.
All right. Moving on to Despicable Me 3, where we have Steve Carell pulling double duty as both Gru, his character from the first two films, and Drew, his
Twin brother.
surprise twin brother.
Yeah.
We just watched the trailer because I made everyone watch the trailer because I hadn't seen it yet. It looks fantastic. I don't think they've come out with a trailer that I haven't liked yet. This new one really highlights a lot of the action sequences, which I hope they didn't ruin. I can't tell though, because sometimes especially with the first two, they had a lot of other plot points that were in the movie that you didn't see coming. So that was kind of cool. They kept some of the surprise. But with this one, I feel like they're kind of highlighting on the fact that he's getting back into crime. They're showing a lot of more action sequences. So I'm hopeful I don't ruin it, but I love it. I love every minute of the trailers, and I love the minions in prison.
Yeah.
That to me was funny. I don't know what
I
else
hope they
says.
stay there.
You don't like the minions?
The minions. It's a very hard divide line.
Yeah,
It's a
I
very
get
hard
that.
divide line.
They were cute in the first movie, but the more I think about it, the more I realize that they were just pure evil. And the dropping off point for me, pun intended, was in the trailer and then the theatrical feature for the Minions movie, where
One of my child's favorite movies.
they killed the T-Rex, or they killed a T-Rex,
But that was not the T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
I don't
so
care.
it doesn't
It's
matter.
a T-Rex, and that hurt. That was pure evil.
What, you
They're
don't
evil.
want to kill T-Rexes?
No, I don't want to. No, like
They're gonna kill
okay,
you. You don't
look,
want to kill them.
Look, like
it's kill or be killed, sir.
But it's a movie. It's a movie that I'm trying to escape into, and I'm still trying to recover from Jurassic Park 3, where that stupid Spinosaurus killed the T-Rex. So I'm very sensitive to the topics of T-Rexes dying.
And they also
Okay.
killed Napoleon. So what are you gonna
So,
do?
We can live without him. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. No, I've discovered there's a very hard line on the whole minion issue.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like maybe I'm a little jaded. I think I like the villain character in this movie. I'm more interested to see him.
I like him a lot. So Trey Parker, right?
Yeah, Trey Parker, man straight out of the '80s. There, the villain.
Oh yeah. I forgot what was his name. His name is God, the villain in this one. He has a name.
I just know him from South Park.
No,
the actual villain.
The actual villain in the movie.
Oh, yeah. He looks like he's doing a kind of he does the moonwalk at some point. So you got some Michael Jackson in there, but I guess
he has a name. Like they say his name in like the first trailer. I can't remember.
the a character's name?
Yeah.
Balthazar Brat.
There it is.
There you go.
Straight out of the '80s name. I love it.
Yeah, the mullet,
Yep.
the handlebar mustache,
And the Jackson moves and
He's got like a
and the keyboard guitar.
Rubik's Cube
bomb
grenade of some
thing,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
anyway.
Sounds like someone who wrote like Ready Player One.
Oh yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's really
Like-
the inspiration.
Like that would be my one concern though, because the first teaser for the movie just showed really an extended clip of Gru and his wife, the Kristen Wiig character, Kristen
Kristen
Wiig
Wiig.
character, going after Balthazar Brat. It didn't even show the brother, and so when I saw the second, or I guess the second
News
trailer, like, or the first full trailer, whichever you want to call it, I was all let down because I thought, does this mean that Balthazar Bratt is only going to be around in like the first act, and then we get into the brother stuff, or is he going to?
He may appear in the third act. You know, they got to tie it all
He
together.
might start in the beginning.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we get a beginning and a middle and an end in this trailer.
somewhat, yeah.
Because we see the villain, and we see a clip of what appears to be Gru getting fired, and then we meet the brother, and the villain's still out there. So the villain's got to come back to get beat. So I think we get a beginning and middle and end, like a true story. So I think that's what the trailer gave us.
And of course we get
that way.
And of course we get little Agnes getting excited
For the
unicorn.
that was the best part ever. Oh my god. So we have a friend named Elizabeth who is obsessed with unicorns, and this Agnes is her spirit animal. I have a feeling, and that's that whole scene with the unicorn horn, which was probably a Norwell horn, but that was probably the best scene in the entire trailer, and I loved a lot of the trailer. So I can't wait to see more of Agnes and all of his daughters, really, because that to me is will be reality soon enough. So we'll see.
Okay. Anything else on
Not
Despicable Me 2?
No.
Okay.
Probably won't see it. It's one of those things.
Oh, I'll see it.
You'll see it, sure.
Anyway.
Yeah. And then you'll buy it on DVD, Blu-ray, and your kid will make you watch it.
I have
again
all of them. I have
and
Despicable Me
again.
1, 2, and Minions, all on Blu-ray.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And you know which one we watch the most? Minions. That's what my 2-year-old can pronounce. Minion.
It's better than Hey Hey.
Moana's good.
That seems better than mine. Like he gets in the mine stage.
He has never said mine.
Really?
Ever.
Very nice.
Anyway, go on.
Okay.
No, enough talking about me. Stop talking about movies.
Talk about movies. I would like to highlight 3 movies that are just starting to be advertised in theaters and on maybe somewhat on the internet.
They should be better than B Status, too. I know what he's going to talk about.
Should be.
That's what I said. Should be.
Going by release date, the first one I would like to highlight is Baby Driver, written and directed by Edgar Wright.
Getaway Driver.
Yeah. Mostly known for the
Hot Fuzz?
why am I drawing a blank on
No.
Edgar Wright? Scott Pilgrim. Thank you. And
Versus the World. That was a good movie.
And Baby Driver stars Angel Escort as Baby, Lily James as his girlfriend, the waitress, and also stars John Hamm, Kevin Spacey, Jamie Foxx, and John Bernthal. Good people all around.
I didn't know about the whole cast. I'm actually now intrigued. Kevin Spacey, in my opinion, is a he was an underrated actor until House of Cards came out, and then he kind of, I mean, he was already a really good actor, but he sort of became a much more iconic character because of House of Cards, more recognized.
There we go.
I'm so bad with my verbiage. Anyway, more recognized, even more of a household name, because everyone thought Kevin Spacey was this weirdo who did like American Beauty and all these weird projects.
Maybe they knew him from LA Confidential.
Yeah, but after that, he dropped out the planet for a while and didn't do it. He did a lot of more weird things, and he came back in House of Cards. Thank God for Netflix for doing that. But I didn't know he was going to be in this. I'm kind of more intrigued now.
He's the main bad guy.
That's good. Yeah. He's going to be a good bad guy. He's creepy.
Yeah. Like the basic setup is you have this character named Baby.
Yeah, he's the getaway driver.
Yeah, he's the getaway driver for these guys. Yeah. So like the first time I saw this trailer, I thought this movie looks like Drive, only with more of
heist
adrenaline.
It's going to have a killer soundtrack.
I hope so. Yeah. Tall order if you want to beat Drive. I love the soundtrack to Drive. And Kevin Spacey is the mob boss who Baby works for, and Baby's trying to, I think, get out of his not contract, but I guess get out of his obligation to him. And Kevin Spacey doesn't want to let him go. It looks like
most mob bosses don't want to let go of their parties because they know they can talk. So
yeah, they let you go by like
letting you go into the bottom of the ocean. We'll put concrete shoes on you and drop you.
Root cellar, and it gets filled with cement, kind of.
Exactly.
Let you go. Yeah, he no longer is with us or our association. Yeah.
We let him go.
Yeah, we let him go. Yeah. Actually, it looks like a very exciting film, and honestly,
very interesting premise too. Sorry.
It's also very interesting to see kind of the car culture coming back. You're starting to see a lot more.
Not just Fast and the Furious franchise either.
Yeah, but you're seeing other franchises that are embracing the car culture coming back. There for a while, that kind of died away. I also wonder if this is more, the anthropologist comes out on a commentary on the economic status, because if you ever look when there's a downturn in the economy, there's more heist films.
Yeah.
There are more films about the average Joe doing what it takes to survive.
At the old Cagney movies of the 30s during the Great Depression.
Yeah, I mean, Smokey and the Bandit was actually, technically, he's a criminal. Black exploitation films. A lot of those set in the 70s, urban environments, guys got to do what a guy's got to do kind of thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, I think, is coming back because what do we have in common? We have questionable government, disillusionment, and a lot of people with a lot of debt and a lot of free time. And
Well, like even a movie like even a movie like Star Wars, you can say in 1977 we were dealing with stagflation, where the Keynesian economists didn't think that we could ever have high unemployment and high inflation, and there we were, high gas prices and everything. And then this escapist science fiction film came out and helped people forget their troubles.
That's one of the great things about movies is the fact that if you buy into escapism, it's that temporary, put your troubles on hold without using some kind of drug. I mean, let's be honest, that's why we're here talking as well. But I see it as a lot of these films are returning to that kind of car heist culture. I'm not against it because some of the best films I grew up watching were very much in that vein, So that's my take on it.
There we go. And a Baby Driver will be released June 28th. Month after that, in fact, one month exactly, on July 28th, you have Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, so this movie looks fan-freaking-tastic. If you haven't seen the trailer, I think there's one trailer, maybe two out right now. It's basically a female John Wick with Charlize Theron. And oh my god, does she kick some serious ass in this trailer. She takes punches, she takes kicks, she takes an ass whooping, but she also gives it tenfold. This to me looks like a good summer blockbuster that we kind of need. I think we need, and I think Hollywood is going this direction, not only with Star Wars and not only with Wonder Woman, but now we're getting these strong female characters coming out and kicking ass, and I can't wait. I cannot wait for this movie. I'm actually this is one of the top ones I'm really looking forward to over pretty much anything else that's coming out over the summer because it's such a fun idea.
Yeah.
And I love kick-ass movies anyway.
Yeah.
Good popcorn movie.
Yeah, like this movie I had not heard of at all. Like it didn't have the big, magazine cover or big press release from a studio saying we're doing this. Like that can happen with the big comic book films with Star Wars. I love finding out about movies just sitting in a trailer, snacking on my Junior.
You eat Junior Mints?
I don't live in a trailer, and I love my Junior Mints.
Okay.
But sitting in a theater watching the trailer, and you
sitting in the trailer watching the theater.
I don't live in a trailer.
I can see the theater from here.
Nothing against trailers if you live in a trailer.
Not
just
at all.
clarify.
Not at all.
No, like I got a cool trailer, and I live in the outskirts of an abandoned drive-in theater. So yeah, living's good.
Yeah.
You can play old 35mm films on the old wheel.
Exactly.
There you go. That's depressing.
But no, I was sitting in a theater eating my Junior Mints, which are delicious.
They are good.
And just the trailer for Atomic Blonde comes on, and I think,
What did it premiere before? Or come out before? What movie were you watching?
I wish I could remember.
Okay, don't matter.
But yeah, I do remember that trailer was more exciting than the movie. So that's not a good testament to what I was watching. But yeah, and also as with Baby Driver, some really top-notch actors who are joining Charlize Theron. You have John Goodman, Toby Jones, James McAvoy, and the mummy herself, Sophia Bucella.
Really? That's interesting. I like James McAvoy in pretty much anything he's done especially recently, especially in the X-Men franchise. He's kicking ass in there. How about you, Sean?
I think a lot of it is like, well, it's Charlize Theron. To me, I saw the trailer, I enjoyed the trailer, but I went, is this Ultraviolet Part 2? No, wait a minute. No,
I can see that.
No, it's not Ultraviolet. It's that other
It's
sci-fi.
better than it looks cinematically
that
better.
creepy MTV movie with when she
Eon Flux.
Eon Flux. Yeah, that's just like
That one was
Eon Flux Part 2. She's not taking it anymore. I don't know. But it looks like a lot of fun, and I think looking at the way they shot it, they're really going to do that wink and a nod to the audience. Is like, this is going to be fun. You're
This
going
is
to
going
enjoy
to be a good popcorn movie, good summer movie. Sit back, get out of the heat,
Don't
come watch a
think too
kick-ass
much.
movie. Don't
Yeah,
think too much.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I know that Charlize Theron, during one of the late night talk show interviews, talked about how she's a big UFC fan. So I just picture her like practicing fighting moves with UFC on in the background, or maybe getting to,
Just don't talk to Ronda Rousey. No offense there, but she can't win a fight lately.
But Charlize, I think, she's such a badass. I could picture her like picking fights with the UFC fighters to like prep for the
Going out to
movie
local
part.
bar and clean out
Yeah.
local bar of hoodlums.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
This is how she researches a role, by actually kicking
I'm
people's butts.
taking this completely the wrong way. Yeah, it's like all the UFC guys. Yeah, You can come train with me.
That's probably what they said too. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, by the way, this is not a kids show, so you can cuss on this show.
Fuck yeah.
There you go.
Get that out of my system.
Yeah, well, this is not the Star Wars show, so we got that.
Get out
That,
of
one's,
this-
that one's
get out of
family
this-
friendly. This is not it.
See, maybe if that intro doesn't work out, I should just start every show out with the George Carlin's 7 dirty words you can't say on television.
Ah, that'd be good too. That should be a special we do.
There we go. I love
love it.
I love it. Okay. Final movie that I wanted to plug today, kind of also of the same type as the two we've mentioned before. This one, again, I found out about just sitting in a theater watching the trailer come up.
The old ways before internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Before the interwebs.
Yeah, forget the internet. In fact, brief side note, I can remember growing up in the 90s before getting the internet where...
So can I.
Yeah, good times. Sean can't really relate, but no, like...
He doesn't know what internet is.
No, but to get our movie news, or I guess to find out about upcoming movies, do you remember going on the E channel and watching a show called Coming Attractions?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We had an actual TV show, kids, like a half-hour show on E that was just a guy hosting a show where they showed all the latest trailers.
It's kind of like what YouTube is now.
Kind of like what YouTube was, yeah.
Or is.
Or a fat guy in a red sweater and some like skinny guy that was bald, and they'd always argue about films. You know, the whole
Oh, wow. Oscar and Ebert? Or what? Yeah.
Cisco
Well,
and Ebert.
Cisco and Ebert. Yeah, I don't know where I got Oscar from. But yes. No, yeah. It's funny how things progress, but in a similar way. We lose the E, but we get the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So it all comes around again.
So,
Yeah.
so the movie is.
The movie is called The Hitman's Bodyguard, starring Samuel Jackson, Ryan Reynolds, with supporting performances by Salma Hayek, Gary Oldman, who we all love, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, and Elodie Young, who is best known recently for playing Elektra in season 2 of Daredevil.
Which was was better than the film Daredevil. The actual
Better
the
ignore
series-
the film.
Yeah, the series Daredevil was actually pretty dang good. It was a good progression from the movies. Not I'm giving anything bad about Ben Affleck, but come on.
Ben Affleck has moved on to better things.
He's a kiss of death.
Yeah, he's Batfleck. So
Yes, Batfleck.
Actually, this looks like one of those films where it's like, if anyone needs, why I first heard the title, I was like, why does a hitman need a bodyguard?
Well, the setup is that Ryan Reynolds is this professional.
I haven't seen this trailer. I have no idea.
Oh, we should have watched it before the
Pretty
show.
funny, yeah.
I'll pull it up on my
There are 2 trailers, and basically, Ryan Reynolds is this guy who guards dangerous people, and he has to get Samuel Jackson to, I think, what looks like The Hague or somewhere to testify against some corrupt president or warlord or somebody who's played by Gary Oldman. And of course, there's a lot of action and motorcycle chases and gunfighting along the way, and just the
we get the Mark with the mouth versus like one of the kings of dialogue and sassiness in a movie together. I can't wait.
Yeah,
That sounds like a good idea to me.
The chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and
they're both like
Samuel
quippy. They're both
Jackson
great. I
is
love them
amazing.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. Just every time I see this trailer, I can't wait for the release date, which is going to be a little bit on the edge of summer. This is going to be August 18th.
Still summer.
Still
in the summer season.
Still summer, but we got
Yeah.
a couple more months to go.
That's okay.
No, I think once again, as like Atomic Blonde, this is going to be one of those films that you're going to go in and just sit down and enjoy and actually listen. I don't know if people are going to be recording it or taking notes into like, what's the quip? What's the one-liners going to be? Because as you said, you got 2 big matchups of also Gary Oldman,
Oh, he can go
got
round
great
around the best
anything.
of them. Yeah.
Personally, I'd be like, oh, Selma Hayek's in it. Yeah, I'll go see it. Yeah.
Hey,
Love
you
that
know,
woman.
yeah, no, she. We'll talk about Selma Hayek on a later show, I'm sure, but
Different type of show.
no. But the cat. I mean, I don't know why I haven't seen this trailer yet. I mean, it sounds fantastic. Gary Oldman's always a great on screen, great in the Batman's trilogy.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, exactly.
You see him in that movie, and you
You're
don't
like-
think Gary Oldman. You think, yeah, Gordon.
Gordon. That's right.
Yeah.
Of course, you got Ryan Reynolds. He is the Merc with the Mouse. He is Deadpool. Of course, that made $1 billion on a small budget. And then, of course, you have Samuel Jackson, who, of course, is like one of the best people you want in a solid comedy, kind of like, or a dark comedy, kind of like like Pulp Fictions and stuff like that. So, I don't know how I missed this trailer.
It's not really being promoted a lot.
That's probably what it
It's
is.
not really being promoted.
Who's
You have to hunt
who's the
it.
backing on this? Is it who
I
makes
wish
it?
I knew. I will
Who's
have
that?
to look that up.
Okay, whoever they are, they need to step up their game because if I haven't seen it, I do a lot of YouTubing stuffs. Haven't seen it, so something's wrong there.
It's either that or they're holding back because they're going to be promoting another film that's also in their stable.
Well,
So
perhaps.
studios sometimes will promote one for a short period of time.
Back off,
Back
build up the
off.
anticipation. They did that with was it the first John Wick? No, they did it with another movie like that. They did what I call the Krispy Kreme approach. They advertise for something, and then no one knows where it is, and then as soon as it arrives, like that's the thing
That's
I saw.
the thing I saw a long time ago.
That's what they did with Krispy
It's
Kreme.
either that.
They advertise in a location. It's like, oh, Krispy Kreme in Austin. Nowhere in Austin yet. Then when they build the place, it's 100% all the time.
Maybe
balls to the wall.
trying to get some buzz that way. I just think that they don't want to compete against one of their own products.
Maybe so.
That's possible.
That's how I see it.
But it's
Look
always nice.
up what studio that is. It's doing that.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's always nice to get surprised by a movie. Like to me, the highlight of 2016 was not a major comic book film or science fiction
Didn't see
film.
him anyway.
Yeah, the highlight of
Star Wars.
or like the highlight, or I guess the biggest surprise of 2016 to me was in just early January. We had a press release saying we made a sequel to the movie Cloverfield. It's coming out in March. Here's the trailer. Surprise.
Wow.
And we got 10 Cloverfield Lane with John Goodman
Yep.
and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and you can tell how they filmed that movie in secret because it mostly takes place in like an underground bunker, and it was like
Didn't see it.
and it's like I said, one of the best surprises of 2016. Highly recommend. Check it out on DVD, Blu-ray. It's a spiritual sequel to Cloverfield
Right.
from January of 2008, if I'm not mistaken. That takes place in the same universe as that movie, but is not a just rip-off or or like handheld footage copycat.
It's
That's
its
good.
own
That's
animal. It's definitely its own film, and it's also one of these films that you can enjoy without seeing the original. That's always sequels without seeing the originals are always really difficult.
That's kind of why I'm having high hopes for Kingsman. I've seen a lot of trailers. I've actually never seen Kingsman.
You need to see Kingsman.
But Kingsman, the whatever the sequel is called, Kingsman.
Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Right. It looks like it's going to be another stellar knockout for this one. So
It looks like another romp. Actually, that would be another film that a lot of people are saying, where are the big blockbusters? Well, I think they're all saving them for this year now, and they're in the summer, so they don't compete with the big beast that's coming up.
Yeah, we got Star Wars at the end of the year. So
Yeah. You got to get out, try to make some money before nobody's buying your product
because
at
they're all
all.
buying Star
Yeah,
Wars.
Yeah. No, I like how there actually is a move away from just overcrowding the summer films, and we get some films from pretty reliable franchises in what would be considered more dead parts of the year. So that way, it's not just a summer thing; it's an annual thing.
Well, yeah.
We always have a movie to look forward to.
I think Deadpool sort of took that February time frame and really gave us that movie that at a shit spot on the calendar for where they put crap movies.
I thought it was romantic comedy.
Exactly. And their marketing team was fantastic.
Yeah.
And you took that, I forget the production, but was it 50 million, 75
Oh,
million?
something like that. Yeah.
And it made like 750 million
Mm-hmm.
in February.
February, yeah.
What?
But there's also a Deadpool effect where maybe a little off topic, but
Logan did the same thing. I know it wasn't in February, but they took
Very early March.
They took a very small budget film and it exploded.
Well, like a big blockbusters are I can't talk right now. Are arriving sooner than expected. Like BVS was late March. Captain America: Winter Soldier back in 2014 was early April. So it's like just on the edge of summer, more spring, and they still made a good chunk of change.
Well, yeah.
But as I was saying, one of the big discussions right now in movie making is that they are using the term Deadpool effect.
Yeah.
That you're having more and more basically R-rated superhero films. In fact, they are rebooting a lot of old films coming back just so they can get that R rating, such as the newest one is Hellboy, the rebooting Hellboy.
Yep, I got that.
So-
It's not going to be, what's his name?
No,
Ron Perlman.
not Ron
it won't,
Perlman.
it won't be Ron Perlman. He's really upset about it because he loves being Hellboy.
He wanted that third one.
He wanted the third one, and he doesn't want to go back and revisit the first. He doesn't want to go back and reboot it, and they don't want to hire him as.
Yeah,
So there'd be another continuity issue.
But but once again, low budget, but they're also moving towards making darker stories that should be done as our movies.
Yeah, the Hellboy comic wasn't exactly a light and fluffy comic either. So.
Right, and
Neither was Old Man Logan.
neither was Old Man Logan, and that's kind of the feel. On a tangent note, just so I can get it out of my damaged brain here, looking forward to the Defenders. I know it's not a movie.
That looks good.
Thank you for bringing
But
that
I
up.
was a Defenders fan as a kid when everyone else was reading X-Men, and they're like, "Why are you reading these losers?" I'm like, "There's a thing called story.
Yeah.
You've never heard of it, obviously.
You read Marvel.
It's a Marvel product.
Oh yeah, the Defenders are the like a
Netflix,
Yeah.
Marvel.
Netflix.
They're like the Netflix Marvel Avengers.
Yes.
yeah. They have
Low
slightly
budget.
different. Yeah,
Low budget.
slightly
Avengers.
different powers, slightly downgraded, not as
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
But they're really taking it in a noir level.
Yeah.
And that's why I like
Yeah.
their Daredevil product, and I've enjoyed. Even though I may be the only person in North America that is okay with the Iron Fist series, I said okay.
I just started it the other day. I'm on the first 2 episodes, and I like it just fine.
A lot of it is the fact that here's a catch thing. They're upset that it's it's going to be politically incorrect, but it's been posted. They're upset that this was not an Asian character. But in the comics, it wasn't an Asian character.
Okay.
It was the fact that he was the fish out of water, being a Caucasian in Asia, then comes back to the United States. So, I'm not going into the storyline,
Yeah.
but that was the purpose of him. So there are people that are upset that it's a white guy yet again doing kung fu.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, and I can see their criticism. I mean, Hollywood has history, Hollywood has baggage, but for me, it's like that was the character.
That was the kind of like they didn't do what they did in a Doctor Strange and cast.
I was gonna say like
Right.
like Doctor Strange. They had a white guy go out to Asia, then come back with powers, or like I can go farther back. Like in '94, we had The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. Kind of
Right.
the same deal. He
Same
goes to
deal.
Asia, comes back enlightened, and becomes a hero.
It's just the fact that some of the lead characters, they then
the Highlander 2 with
put white people in the roles instead of just keeping them as Asians. Kind of like
Well,
there
he
was
was-
no
he was-
Highlander 2.
Why you bring up Highlander too?
There was no Highlander 2. I cannot say that strong enough.
never mind. Don't
There's
worry about
violence here.
it. Apparently, it doesn't exist, so we're not gonna talk.
Does
about
not exist.
What are you from the planet Zeist?
it. Anyway, moving forward.
Moving forward, that was all I had to plug. Unless we have any last minute.
Nothing comes to
highlights or anything
mind.
coming
so
up?
we've got Wonder Woman coming up. That comes out.
Of course,
next
Wonder
weekend.
Woman.
I think we're going to the press screening for that one here in Austin.
Definitely going to try.
Yep, I think that's that. I think that's if we get in, great. If not, yeah, we'll try. Can't guarantee anything in this world anymore.
I don't know. Once again, I had just to get the comment out. It's like I think it's a story about a woman in skimpy outfits.
I mean, that's
That's my
the history.
sarcasm.
That's the history of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I know. I never missed an episode as a child for some strange reason.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, in this, when you cast someone as gorgeous as Gal Gadot, who was a model turned actress, she's gonna turn heads no matter
Oh, yeah.
what she was wearing. So you might as well put her in something that would be a traditional Wonder Woman outfit, modernized a little bit, and a little sexier. Not necessarily shorter, mind you, just a little sexier.
I actually will say that what trailers I've seen, I've actually enjoyed her being the fish out of water, since I used that term earlier, in World War I time period, in the Edwardian period and having to go from one culture to another. That's always funny.
Yeah, I know they took it out of the comics where she's not in World War II, she's in World War One, and I like that 'cause I think it would be more of a culture shock because the Edwardian era is kind of right when we were starting to pivot from one way of thinking towards a more
another.
modern, what we consider more modern.
Right.
Right.
What was
So-
it? A year after the war ended, we finally gave women the right to vote.
Exactly. So maybe they're gonna play into that. Don't know.
Yeah, like she's going to Britain in World War One. Maybe she'll bump into the suffragettes or something.
Maybe.
I think
Who knows?
by that time, the Brits women in Britain got the right to vote before us.
Oh, they beat us. They
Beat us
beat
by
us to
quite
it.
a bit.
Well, they're more sophisticated apparently.
No,
sure.
well,
I said apparently.
I do believe, and I could be wrong, but I do believe the timeline is that they got the right to vote before American women, just as a stickler, trying to keep to a stickler there. Also, her being in Britain was a major power. It was the superpower of the day. So That's kind of central.
We weren't
to it.
on superpower status yet
Yeah.
Nope.
at that time.
No, I remember going to England and going to the.
Still haven't made it across the pond yet. Thank you.
Nice to visit. And if you do, check out the Imperial War Museum.
This sounds like Star Wars to me.
Oh yeah, hey, there you go. But no, like when you walk up to the museum, they have like
They have
this,
a real size Death Star.
well
No.
of the time, it's not a Death Star, but they have the this massive cannon from a dreadnought battleship,
Oh, that's cool.
and it's just the cannon. And
Oh, a dreadnought?
yeah, but
Um,
still, it is huge, and it makes you imagine how big the ship was.
The USS Texas was a dreadnought.
There you go.
By
By
definition.
By definition,
which
it
you can
was,
visit. Yeah.
Which you can visit. The only thing is they retrograded. They retrofitted it for World War II status and all the way up until the first Gulf War. So although it doesn't have it doesn't have the traditional dreadnought guns, unless they kept them. They may have added. I had to look more into that, but
Yeah.
it is not. Although it was a dreadnought by class definition, it is not the dreadnoughts you're thinking of,
Right.
and that on that scale.
The massive battleships of World War One. Yeah.
I guess it would be the Big Mo.
Big Mo. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dreadnought class battleship, if there ever was one.
No, definitely looking forward to the films that are coming up. Actually, I'm very intrigued by how they are going to treat Wonder Woman with the modern sensibilities. Although
I hope the internet is kind, but we know it's not.
the internet is never
Early
kind.
reviews have been favorable. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Like I've been going through a weird thing the last few months where I feel like I want to get excited for Wonder Woman, but I've been holding back. And I was thinking, why is that? Because the trailer's been awesome. I loved Gal
Yeah,
Gadot as Wonder Woman. I should be excited
Pine
for this
looks
movie.
great.
Yeah, Chris Pine.
You just have a little apprehension.
No, I'm trying to remember her name, and I hate myself for forgetting it.
The comedic lady in there.
I
forget her name too.
Claire Underwood from House of Cards. Robin Wright.
Oh, there you go.
Robin Wright. She plays an Amazon. I think Wonder Woman's aunt in this movie, and she looks amazing. And
All the
and
Amazonians
like she
look
can, they all look like they can just kick your ass. But
CrossFit.
with me, it's the fact that
They're clearly Spartan women.
oh, hey, good pull, good pull.
No, they're not
But-
Spartan women. They're Amazons.
Yeah, I was crossing universes.
Yeah, but for me, it's just the fact that the last three movies I'm gonna go back even further. The last 4 movies, I think, from DC.
So you got Man
have
of
been,
Steel.
Well, what was he like? Yeah, it's like for me, it like even Dark Knight Rises, which I loved.
That's not DCEU. That's DC.
No. But still, I'm just trying to make a point that even though it met with critical success and financial success, it has so many people who just hate on it, and for reasons that
The third one in the series.
yes,
Oh,
Dark Knight
Dark Knight
Rises.
Rises.
Yeah,
I liked it.
yeah, exactly. But
The ending was kind of weird, but I liked it.
oh, beautiful ending. They actually gave him a happy ending. They gave Batman a happy ending,
Which is weird.
which is unique and but anyway, it's like that one. Like in years since, you had so many people just tear into it, and I just get tired of defending it. And then you had Man of Steel, which I love, and I would rank alongside the Nolan movies,
Yeah,
but
Man of
shredded
Steel's
by
good.
so many people. Then you have
I enjoyed
BVS, and then you have Suicide Squad. It's a lot of work to defend these movies, and now I'm just hoping that Wonder Woman goes well, because I want it to be a great film. I love the people involved in front of and behind the camera, and also it's tiring to have to constantly defend.
I think that's going to be a
movies
lot
that I
of.
appreciate.
That's why this show is kind of fun, is because we basically, I mean, besides you, because you live in the movie world, not metaphorically, you actually work with
Yeah, yeah.
movies.
In the trenches.
We are just your average movie goers. Like there's nothing. We don't
Right.
sit there and analyze movies. We just watch them for fun or for the show. We don't go into it. So I think a lot of fans, or a lot of average film goers, are like you. Go, well, those DC movies didn't work very well. Why do I want to see this one?
And that's the shame, because the thing is, and sorry, I do enjoy watching films. Except I can't stop analyzing them. The issue is, and to support James all the way, is that these were not terrible films.
No.
The things people say about these are terrible things. I enjoyed the Suicide Squad.
I did too.
I will be open on record on it. And the thing is, I enjoyed the Man of Steel.
Love
And
that one too.
I
Wonderful
thought
picture.
if you take them in a vacuum and watch them, they're great. I won't, like great with the capital G. They were good for what they were. They,
I'll take that.
like the line, better than a B movie. Definitely.
Those were all better than a B movie. I'll
There we
give 'em
go.
that.
Definitely all better than a B movie. But the thing is, DC people, yes, I'm saying the people line, seem to have a loathing aspect of any other product. People tear down DC stuff, and I was not a DC comic reader. But I mean, just reading it over and over again is like, where are you guys coming from? These movies weren't that as bad as you guys are making it out to be.
I mean, you get a lot of those critics online. I know we a couple of us follow different critics, and even some of the YouTube critics that I follow, like Collider and stuff like that. They each of them have their own opinions about certain things. I enjoyed Suicide Squad. It had its problems, but I'm not going to hold it against it. I enjoyed the movie.
He was like,
yeah,
it was fulfilled what it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
Move on.
Batman versus BVS. I enjoyed it. It wasn't great. I'm not a big Superman fan, really, so I enjoyed Suicide Squad more than I enjoyed BVS.
I haven't seen that. So.
Mainly because I like all the silliness that was Suicide Squad and all the colors, and Enchantress is stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie I thought was very enjoyable. Man of Steel was a solid movie, hands down a solid movie.
I thought so as well.
And was there another DCEU movie?
I was going back farther and just including Rises in with that.
I was trying to give it DCEU.
It's only been 3 DCEUs so far.
It's funny. I do that in my head. I'm like, I think I've seen more DC films than Marvel films.
Yeah.
There's so many bloody Marvel films that I honestly don't care anymore. Like, I think I've seen one Captain America movie. No, I've seen Captain America and Captain America Winter Soldier.
Okay.
I haven't seen Civil War.
You didn't see Civil War?
I haven't seen any of the Iron Men. I've seen half of one Hulk movie.
Okay.
Probably not even in the MCU.
Is it the Eric Bana one or the Edward Norton one?
I don't know. It's one of them.
Then no, it's not in the MCU.
Oh no, the Edward Norton one is in the MCU.
Is there any other Marvel movies?
Okay.
Ant-Man. I've seen Ant-Man.
There's Ant-Man. There's Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. There's Doctor Strange.
Didn't see any of the Avengers movies. Doctor Strange. I saw that one.
Yeah. Guardians, of course, you've seen that one.
Yeah, Guardians. Okay.
Guardians 1 and
I
2.
forget that's in the MCU because
Exactly.
it's such a standalone like pocket universe feeling, but it does revolve around Thanos and the Infinity Stones. I know we're trying to wrap it up, but I just got to say that.
Yeah.
I'm actually the fact that I've seen more DC. The fact there's only 3 more DC movies than I have seen any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The percentage wise is funny to me.
Well, as a DC fan,
their premises are cooler in my opinion.
What in
DC?
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah. I prefer Batman over most Marvel characters because Batman, especially Batfleck's Bat, he just doesn't give a fuck, and I like that about Batman. But that's just me.
No shits were given in the course of driving that Batmobile.
Hell no.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
But anyway, I know we're trying to wrap it up, so I know we're kind of maybe run a little long on time, but I don't know. I haven't looked at the clock yet. You got anything else? Any other movies?
I have nothing else. Again, best wishes to all the films that we've mentioned today. Just a quick rundown of the release dates again. Mummy will be out June 9th.
Hopefully better than a B.
Hopefully better than a B. Baby Driver, June
better than a B.
28th. Atomic Blonde, July 28th. Can we already give it an A?
I hope it gets there. It looks really good.
And finally, have the Hitman's Bodyguard on August 18th.
Better than a B, I hope.
Hopefully better than B, but
those should be all A movies, no problem.
If someone's going to say which one of these is going to be a cult classic, I'm going to say it's going to be that one.
I'm going to say Atomic Blonde.
You think so?
Yeah, it's going to be up there with John Wick, where the first one no one really knew about until they saw it on like their friend's house or saw it on Netflix or whatever. Like, what the hell is John Wick? And you see, like, oh my god!
How did I not see this?
Exactly. I think Atomic Blonde's going to have that feel.
Okay.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
And I just realized I skipped.
But I hope they make the money in the.
And I just realized I skipped Despicable Me. That's June or July. Y'all can look that one up.
Yeah,
it's Twinkies with legs, guys.
Yeah, I think that's gonna borderline the A-B line for me. I like the Despicable Me franchise, but I'm that ship might have sailed. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Only time will tell.
There we go.
I think that'll do it.
Well, thank you for joining us today. Please be sure to visit DeathStryke Media and like, share, subscribe, comment. Just get involved and let us know if you think that we're totally on point or if we're full of it.
Check out our movie reviews as they get posted on the Facebook.
Yep, they get posted on the DeathStryke Media's Facebook page. Right now we've got 2 reviews up. We've got King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword, done by Mr. Sean here, and we've got Alien Covenant, done by James. So go check those out, like, comment, and tell us what you guys think about the movies. It's not just what we think, it's what you guys think. We're just internet people. So go see it, comment, like, subscribe, and that's all I've got.
All right.
That's all I got.
Thank you, and good night.
Good night.